What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update. And yes, just like yesterday, we are starting at the Harry Kane situation, as Matt Law says that Harry Kane has no interest in joining PSG this summer, leaving Tottenham Hotspur facing a straight fight with Bayern Munich to keep hold of Kane. PSG have been heavily linked with Kane in recent days. However, he would turn down an approach from them, and Bayern have had 2 bids from Kane rejected this summer, with Daniel Levy still wanting more than £100 million for him. Mano Bonka says Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy has reiterated internally a few days ago that he would not sell Kane this summer. The Spurs chairman is hoping that Kane would extend his contract over significantly better terms over the course of the coming season. Simon Jones saying that Bayern Munich have yet to establish an asking price for Tottenham for Harry Kane. The German side know that 70 million plus bonuses is still not enough, but will try again before considering whether to wait until next year. Both Manchester United and Chelsea will be waiting if Kane runs down his contract at Spurs, while PSG are in the background now.
Yeah, of course they are. And in Man United and Chelsea, look, they can wait. We'll have to wait and see what's happening. Obviously, he's out there in Perth right now with the team. We're recording this just after Spurs lost 3-2 to West Ham, and obviously he played the first 45 minutes. He definitely seems to be taking an active role with the squad and the team, and seems to be leaning on him quite a bit in terms of leadership of the group. So I think he's clearly focused on that for the time being. This whole Bayern Munich stuff, look, it's there. We don't know when that will progress. Will it happen while he's on tour with the rest of the team, or is it something that's going to happen, once the tour's finished and they get back to England, and they can focus on obviously things like transfers, and once Ange has really assessed the squad, maybe he can make his own judgment whether it will be a better decision to cash in on Kane or whether we want to keep him. But for me, I think we need to keep Kane for the time being. I think he leads a bit of stability in a time when there's a lot of upheaval, and I think that in terms of the money we would get for him, I don't know whether it's the money we would get for him right now. Depends if how much Bayern are going to kind of spend. But if they don't get to that figure, which is a significant amount, 300 million, then I don't see the point in selling him. I think we might as well try and convince him to stay. And if we can convince him, then hopefully he can, if he stays, this Ange project, he can be convinced by it. Who knows where we're going to be in a year's time? Yeah,
but I think that when you're talking about how it's going to pan out this summer, we all know that Bayern Munich, these rumours with Bayern Munich, these talks with Bayern Munich are not going away anytime soon, and this is going to rumble on right until next summer, in my opinion. I don't think he's leaving this summer. I don't think Bayern are going to stump up anywhere close to the figure that Daniel Levy wants. So I think we're in a predicament right now, and I think we're going to be hearing these rumours and these talks, and we're going to be talking on here for a very long time still for now, and it's going to be quite frustrating, but all we can do is get behind the team and get behind Kane, and hopefully it doesn't turn out the same way as it went those couple of years ago when Man City, when he didn't get that Man City move. But I don't think it will, because I think it's a bit of a different situation now he knows it's only 1 year to go. If he does desperately want to leave, he knows he can get the pick of the teams at the end of the season. So I'm backing Kane to still produce the good for us this season, that's for sure. Let's talk about Hugo Lloris now. Fabrice Hawkins saying that several clubs have shown an interest in Hugo Lloris in recent weeks. There have been contacts with PSG, but there is still nothing concrete at the moment. Inter Milan inquired before signing Yann Sommer, and Al Hilal have made an offer to the Frenchman as well.
Yeah, no surprises that there's a bit of interest. He's stayed at home to kind of assess different transfer options as Spurs embark on their pre-season tour. So I kind of assume this is going to accelerate very quickly now, and I'm sure he'll find a new club very soon. Surely if he goes to PSG, it's as a backup though.
Yeah, it would be, because they got Donnarumma there.
Yeah, there are rumours that they even open selling Donnarumma, but surely they're not going to sell Donnarumma and replace him with Lloris. That makes absolutely no sense. Maybe a backup role at PSG is something nice to end off his career with.
Yeah, but I've said it before. I always thought he would go back to Nice or Lyon, or and I think he could probably have a starting role there to end off his career, to be honest. But let's also be honest. A move to Saudi for him right now, line his pockets even more for the last couple of years of his career, and probably see some starting football as well.
Yeah, makes sense. It's his last big contract. I don't know if in a few years' time if that Saudi offer is still going to be there. So now's the time, really. If he's won the World Cup, like he's won a lot, he's achieved that in his career. Maybe he feels like he's still got more to give and he doesn't want to give up on European football just yet. But if I was him, I think that Saudi offer is probably something I would go for.
Yeah. Let's talk about Giovanni Lo Celso now on the back of a really good performance in the pre-season friendly against West Ham today. His agent has confirmed the interest from Napoli and says, we are talking about it, but nothing has been agreed as of yet. Do you think that friendly has changed anything today?
Yeah, probably added a few million to his price tag, that's for sure. I think apparently there are rumours that Napoli want to bid 15 million and Tottenham want 25, and there's a gap there. If that was the case, I'd assume Tottenham would probably kind of meet in the middle and agree something like 20 million. And I don't think that's completely unfair on Lo Celso. I think he's probably that's a probably fair price tag for him, but given how well he played in his first game on a pre-season tour, maybe Ange might think differently, and maybe he might think, what's the point of getting 20 million when we can use him, and maybe he could actually be an asset for our squad. So it is interesting how that's going to develop, because maybe his performances could change things. I think Spurs very, very much right now are very malleable. It's very much up in the air in terms of a lot of people's futures. I don't think anything's decided. And so as much as, yes, at the end of last season, the beginning of this window, for sure, Lo Celso was on the list of players on the chopping block, that could all change very quickly. And maybe if Lo Celso continues to put in performances like he did today, maybe that situation can change for sure. I wouldn't say it's changed straight away, though.
Yeah, look, I think from Ange's point of view and from Spurs' point of view, yes, but it all depends on where Lo Celso's head's at and where his mentality's at, because we've heard before in the past that he has been unhappy at Spurs, albeit it was in a completely different setup to what Spurs have now. But if he is dead set on leaving, I guess there's nothing really we can do about that.
Yeah, and then you take the money. Look, if he's dead set on leaving, then happy days. You can get paid for it and hope and move on from it. It's not. We know he's a player who's got injury problems as well, but we know that he's a player who is a good player. Who showed for Argentina, he's a good player. So if it is a scenario where we choose to keep him on, I think maybe that's not something we should be mad at either.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about Edmund Tapsoba and Mickey van der Ven again, as Romano says that Tottenham will have new conversations with Bayer Leverkusen for Edmund Tapsoba next week. They have a new round of talks with Bayer Leverkusen. My information is that Tapsoba is the number one target and he's also the more expensive one. So it's important for Tottenham to understand if they can find a compromise for the asking price of Tapsoba. Both Mickey van der Ven and Tapsoba are keen on the moves to Spurs. Next week is going to be very important to understand if Spurs can advance on the Tapsoba deal. Otherwise, they will go and close the Mickey van der Ven deal.
It's just like we're sitting here on the 18th of July. How long have these negotiations been going on for? Weeks now. It's like we've just had first-hand evidence of what the big problem is at Tottenham with the defending that we saw.
Only just now we had it.
Yeah, but even under Ange, we knew it was going to be a different way, but still we got the same problems. Defence is just not good enough. The players at the back are going to keep letting us down, and we need regeneration there. So let's just get it done. Whatever you want to decide, whether it's Tapsoba or Van der Ven, let's get it done this week as soon as possible and get them integrated, because it's going to take time.
Just get both of them, for God's sake. We're so desperate for both of them.
Yeah.
So desperate.
I know.
So frustrating. It really is. But let's move on to the last story of the day. You might have had a sneak preview of it just now, but the Mail is saying that if Kane does leave, Tottenham will target Juventus Dusan Vlahovic as a replacement. We have heard that he has been in talks, or there has been talks with PSG for Vlahovic, but actually the PSG Ultras have come out and they've said they don't want Vlahovic. They said if he turns up at PSG, they're going to remove 3 of his fingers.
Doesn't sound like a club that's excited about him. Apparently as well, PSG at the moment aren't interested in him. I'm guessing because there's maybe no movement in the Mbappe deal, and if that's not happening this summer, which it might or might not, but if that isn't, then obviously there's got no need to go for Vlahovic, as much as apparently they've agreed personal terms. I like Vlahovic. I think he's a very good striker. I think he would be a good replacement for Kane. He might be expensive, but I think Juventus apparently look like they could be willing to let him go if they want to bring Lukaku. So maybe there's a deal to be done there. But I don't see this happening this summer if Kane's staying. Yeah, I think if Kane was to leave, my two biggest
my two biggest striker targets I probably want is probably Vlahovic and Kolo Muani. I think both of them are top players. Both of them, I think Muani probably fits into the Ange system a bit more, but I still think Vlahovic will have a lot to give in the Ange system. So I think both of them would be really good targets to go for. But right now, there's nothing really to talk about because Kane looks like he is staying at this moment in time. So that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.